Hey, what's going on, everybody? I decided I'm gonna weigh in on this man versus bear bullshit. If you don't know what it is, basically somebody went around and was asking women if they'd rather be alone in the woods with a man or a bear, and a lot of them said bear because they're too afraid of men. You're so afraid of men, you they'd rather have a bear, something that'll definitely kill them, alone with them in the woods. Gonna play a clip for you right now. Watch this fucking bullshit.
Talkers, and wow, in an insanely viral video, random women are asked, if you were alone in the woods, would you rather encounter a bear or a man? Well, here's how they answered.
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
Bear. Man is scary.
With a bear.
Depends what man, but probably a bear.
Oh, 100% a bear, which is like terrifying to say, but
Definitely a bear. Some men are very scary out there.
A bear. I would say a man.
1 vote out of 7 for a man.
Wow.
And I know a bear's intention. I don't know a man's intentions, no matter how nice they are. One woman said, no one's going to ask me if I led the bear on or give me a pamphlet on bear attack prevention tips.
Ouch.
And wow, this this is a big one. Quote, if the bear attacks me and I make it out of the woods, everyone's going to believe me and have sympathy for me. But if a man attacks me and I make it out, I'm going to spend my whole life trying to get people to believe me and have sympathy for me. This says a lot.
Wow.
Many men, as you can imagine, are flabbergasted by this, and a lot of them got really defensive. Well,
So the reason they'd rather have a bear than a man is because I'm gonna chalk that up to, like, they're afraid of getting raped in the woods by a man, and like the social repercussions of like dealing with a rape rather than being mauled to death by a bear. I would still say that's really fucking stupid because in a fight alone in the woods with a man or a bear, you might win against the man. You know what you definitely won't win against? The bear. The bear is gonna destroy you. Then they can climb trees and they can swim. So you can't climb a tree and get away from it. You can't swim away from it. That thing's coming for you. I hope you're fast as fuck, boy. But anyway, the next clip I'm going to show you is the whole reason I'm making this video. Women don't want to be alone with a man in the woods, but they're fine with being alone with men in the bathroom, in the changing room, in the fucking locker room, and in prisons. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but this is retarded. And when I say a man, the trans people. Trans women are not real women. A trans woman is a man. They may or may not still have their penis. If not, then they're a castrated man. I don't know why you'd want to be alone with someone who has a fucking mental disorder. I don't know why you'd want to be alone with that. But here, look at this clip. This is Ted Cruz talking to a Biden-appointed judge about how she sent a fucking man to a woman's prison because she's a political activist. She wants inclusivity and shit, even at the expense of other women's rights and safety.
This case involves a male defendant who raped a 9-year-old boy. Was he guilty of that?
Yes, the petitioner pled guilty to that.
Okay, so he raped a 9-year-old boy. He also raped a 17-year-old girl. Was he guilty of that?
He pled guilty. The petitioner pled guilty to that crime as well.
So was he guilty?
I hope so, because she pled guilty to it.
He was a he when he did this.
That's correct.
And also criminal deviant conduct, which the record doesn't disclose what that was exactly. Then, after serving in prison, Mr. McClain was released for parole, but then violated the terms of parole by having internet and was sent back to prison. 1 year after being released again, he was convicted of having child pornography. Is that correct?
I'm unclear on exactly the time frame that you're at, but the petitioner was convicted of distributing child pornography.
Child pornography that was images of adults violently raping children.
Abhorrent conduct.
Okay.
For which there are real victims.
And this individual, 6'2", biologically a man. A minute ago, you said that when this man decided that he was a she, you said this individual was, quote, I wrote it down, sober and entirely a female. That phrase struck me as remarkable. Did this individual have male genitalia?
I think what I said, or at least what
that is a verbatim quote, entirely a female.
Sorry, what I meant to say was hormonally a female.
Okay, but that's not entirely. Did this individual have male genitalia?
Yes.
So you took a 6'2" serial rapist, serial child rapist with male genitalia, and he said, you know, I'd like to be in a women's prison. And your answer was, that sounds great to me. Let me ask you something. The other women in that prison, do they have any rights?
Is that a question you're
Yes,
asking me?
the other women in that prison, do they have any rights?
Of course.
Do they have the right not to have a 6'2" man who is a repeat serial rapist put in as their cellmate?
Senator Cruz, I considered the facts presented to me, and I reached a decision
I asked you a
based on what
question.
the law
I asked
is.
you a question. Do they have a right not to have a 6'2" man who is a serial rapist put in as their cellmate? Do those women have a right to that?
Every person who's incarcerated has the right to be safe in their space.
But you didn't think so. You didn't think so. And in fact, I'm going to give some quotes from your order because Senator Kennedy is right. This is not a judge's order. This is a political activist.
Yeah, we should change the question. Would you rather be alone in the woods with a bear or a trans man? Let's see what these fucking idiots say then. If the trans man rapes me, then people are gonna say I'm a lesbian, or I don't know. This is just retarded. This is, what the fuck is this? I don't want to be alone in the woods with a bear, but I'll be alone with a man in a fucking prison. What, dude? Fuck this bitch. Sarah Netburn is a fucking idiot. This woman is retarded. Who thinks like this? You know what? Only a fucking woman would think like this. I can't. I don't know what the fuck to do. Women are ridiculous. You're fucking ridiculous. What in the hell is this, bro? This is fucking stupid. This next clip coming up is about a trans man that fucking went to a movie theater and stabbed a bunch of little girls. Let's watch that shit now.
We can show you that there's a police presence on scene, Braintree Police here, and also inside the AMC, which has now been closed because it is being considered a crime scene. The people that were in here watching movies, all of them say that in their different theaters, the movie just stopped and they were told, you have to leave. Please, leave out the front door. The theater is now closed. This is because apparently somebody came in and began stabbing people in one of the theaters. We're hearing that as many as 4 people were stabbed. Witnesses tell us that they were all young women. Several of them perhaps under the age of 18. One maybe was an adult, as in 18 or slightly over. All of them taken to South Shore Hospital. A source tells us that the most serious injury was a laceration to one of the young women's arms. It sounds like they're going to be okay, thankfully. We're also hearing that a police manhunt is underway at this hour. We know that witnesses tell us that the man came running out of the theater who allegedly did this and then took off to the right toward hotels and other buildings that are just down over the hill here. So a very active police scene. We are hearing as many as 4 young women stabbed. Again, they are expected to be okay, is what sources are telling us. Still trying to firm all this up with police, but again, a lot of good witness sound here at scene and talking to others who are helping treat the wounded. So we're going to leave it there, but of course we'll continue to talk to here in Braintree are all expected to be okay, to recover. They range in age from 9 to 17, all girls. Just out to see a movie on a holiday weekend, police say they did nothing to provoke this attack. Witnesses say the suspect blew right past the ticket counter, walked into theater number 2, and without warning started stabbing and slashing the 4 female friends. This AMC employee rushed in to help them. Police launched a manhunt. The suspect described as wearing a long blonde wig. Surveillance video showed he left in a black SUV, which he later crashed down in Sandwich after he launched a similar attack at a McDonald's in Plymouth. The man finally taken into custody, facing a slew of charges at this hour.
Wow, it's getting to be you're afraid to go anywhere.
A lot of people have witnessed this shocking attack, and not just here, but elsewhere, including, we believe, now in Plymouth as well. We're still waiting for police to release the suspect's identity, but Connecticut State Police tell us that they believe he is wanted there in relation to a homicide in the town of Deep River.
So, are we going to ban knives now? Or better yet, can we start throwing some of these obviously mentally ill people in insane asylums so regular people, so regular little girls who are going to the movies can feel safe? Can we stop pretending like these people are not mentally ill, deranged, and violent? Because I'm tired of turning a blind eye towards it. I honestly am. And watching the media try to cover it up is absolutely disgusting. But the media doesn't want you to know this guy's name is Jared Revisa. He's a trans activist that goes by she, her pronouns. Everyone, make sure, listen, I need you all to respect her pronouns.
So yeah, this guy with the beard, this is his video. I took the clip about the trans man stabbing little girls from him, and he makes some good points. I'll put his information in the description below. I'll put his original video in the description below. You can go watch it. I recommend checking it out. He makes a lot of good points. But yeah, I'm really tired of this stuff. I think a lot of people are getting tired of this stuff. They're tired of gay people, and if anything, I think all this whole gay agenda thing is making people hate gays more. And you guys should fucking stop. You should really stop, because you're still the minority, and what's going to end up happening is there might be a hard correction, and they might make being gay fucking illegal. You guys should really, really stop. Like, you guys won. You're allowed to get married, and you're going nuts with this shit. And I don't know what you guys are doing. Get your shit together, bro. Get your fucking shit together. Alright, this next clip is from another YouTuber. His channel is called Think Before You Sleep. And basically this loser with the fucking blonde hair is talking shit. He's talking shit. He's saying that, oh, trans people aren't dangerous. And he pulls up a fucking survey. And he completely misunderstands the survey and actually proves everyone's point that trans people are dangerous. The study fucking proves that fucking trans people, these fucking faggots, are fucking 4 times more likely, or 3 or 4 times more likely to fucking rape somebody. Yeah, and I know YouTube's gonna have a fucking thing like, oh, you can't say rape. It's like, okay, yeah, but that's what's happening. I'm not gonna say essayed. I'm not gonna say graped. These motherfuckers are raping people. Okay, that's what's happening. That's what's fucking happening. Ted Cruz said it. It's on the news. They are raping people.
I wanted to take the opportunity to make a video about something that's made me pretty frustrated lately. This is a video essay about the groomer narrative. The word groomer has lost all meaning because conservatives won't stop saying it to cartoons. It's basically just a buzzword for homophobes to signal how much they think about children.
I don't think I've ever rolled my eyes at something before as hard as I just did at that last statement. Wanting to keep children from viewing explicit content makes you a child abuser? Did Hassan write this video? Because that sounds like a take he would have. Wait, Hassan can't write. But at the very least, this guy definitely scripted his video when he was high. Well, anyway, for the past few weeks, I've been going down the groomer denial rabbit hole because of this video that I made here. During this time, I've watched many people who rightfully say that child beauty pageants and child marriage are wrong, yet they'll completely deny the sexually explicit behavior that occurs at family-friendly drag shows. So when it comes to owning the cons on weird stuff like child marriage, though I haven't seen any mainstream conservatives support that, creators like this guy, Ethan, are all for it. But when someone points out, hey, they're hosting stripper dances at bars for kids with performers who go by names like Loosen the Behind, then it's, well, that doesn't happen, and you're a homophobe for talking about it.
Children are generally not present at drag shows hosted in bars.
Generally, kids should never go to drag shows and bars, especially bars with signs that say, it's not going to lick itself. This should not be a thing that happens.
2023, any fucking freak bozo, no matter who they are, can pop up on your YouTube screen and talk about how fucking trans people are bad and buy my t-shirt that says trans people are bad. And now we can start talking about really creepy shit about children now because we're talking about trans people. Conservatives just, you know, they have children on their mind all the time. You can't blame them for wanting to talk about children every chance they get. Rumor narrative may be powerful as a propaganda tool. It's not very sound. But yeah, sure, let's say that there is any sort of legitimacy behind the idea that gay people are grooming kids. Not that there's any fucking study to support that ever, but you know. The source that I found on this is a UCLA Williams Institute study on demographics of people in sex offender registries all across the United States. So right from the top, basics. 80% of the people in this registry are straight. I think we're done.
Got him, buddy. 80% of the people on the sex offender registry are straight. Overall, straight people commit more sex crimes than LGBT people. The cons got owned hard here. Thanks, Ethan, for your wit. We can all go home now. Or so you would think if you didn't actually read the study. Good God, why don't these people read the studies that they use? Well, outside of the fact that the whole reason he brought this study up is pure whataboutism, let me remind you that he's not actually responding to any of the points that conservatives and anti-woke people are making on this issue. But don't worry, Ethan, because I read the study for you. So we look at this table, and we can see that 80% of the people on the registry from the study are straight, and 20% of them are LGBT. Does anyone see an issue with those numbers? I feel like any person with more than 5 seconds of research experience would be able to point out that there isn't a 50-50 split between LGBT people and straight people in America. Gay people are a minority, and people like Ethan should know that because they never stop mentioning it. Current day estimates on the high end put LGBT people at 7% of America, which means that according to this study, LGBT people commit sex crimes at roughly 3 times the rate of straight people. Great job, Ethan. With friends like you helping out the LGBT crowd, who needs enemies? Now, his interpretation could have been a simple mistake, so let's say Ethan is not very good at math, which might make you question where he gets the audacity to quote research. But let's say he can't do math. Even if that's the case, in one of the paragraphs directly above the table that he read off of, it says, the proportion of LGBT people in our sample is almost 4 times that of a recent national estimate of LGBT identification among adults in the United States. To be clear, the percent identification at the time of the study was 5.6%, but they straight up give him the answer, and he still screws up.
Alright, here's another beautiful clip. This one's really old. This is from when Ben Shapiro went on some show, and this trans person threatens him on TV. Watch.
Chromosomes don't necessarily mean you're male or female.
Gender.
With gender
identity. Go ahead. No, so
especially, but even so, you have a thing like Klinefelter's syndrome. So you don't know what you're talking about. You're not educated on genetics.
Would you like to discuss the genetics? Or
well,
no?
Well, no,
what
no.
are your genetics? Sir?
So I'd stay away from the genetics and back to the brain scans.
You cut that out now, or you'll go home in an ambulance.
Yeah, that seems mildly inappropriate for a political discussion.
No, I know.
So he said, you better cut that out now or you go home in an ambulance. And he said that because Ben Shapiro asked, what do your genetics say? And he knows his genetics are going to say that he's a man. This person is a fucking man. And everyone in the world is playing pretend, acting offended, acting like people like me are the problem. Like, oh, pointing out reality hurts this person's feelings, so just stop pointing out reality. No, that's retarded. What are we going to... He just threatened Ben Shapiro for questioning his genetics. Because we all know the truth. That's a fucking man. Look at his fucking face. That's a fucking dude. Jesus Christ. That fucking faggot that stabbed those girls in the movie theater probably stabbed them because the little girls were like, oh, a man's in the bathroom. You have to leave. This is the woman's bathroom. For all we fucking know. I mean... What the hell is wrong with everybody? These people are sick in the head. He's got a dick. He's walking around telling everybody he's a fucking woman. And we're all just supposed to fucking accept that? What the fuck is this shit? That's like if I did blackface and said, yeah, call me nigga. I'm a black dude. What the fuck? Yeah, no, I'm black. That'd be fucking retarded. Is it going to get to that? If I put on a fucking tiger outfit, am I going to be a fucking tiger? Like, what? This is retarded. This is the most retarded thing in the fucking planet. And then here, you know what? I'm going to leave you with one last clip. This one's from Dylan Mulvaney, everyone's favorite fucking tranny faggot. Look at this shit.
A trans person is not going to attack you in the bathroom. If a man wanted to attack a woman that's using the restroom, he can just walk into the bathroom. He doesn't need to put on a dress and long hair to do it. There's something so toxic about looking at trans people like predators because we're more scared of you than you are of us at times. Yet the narrative is that it's all these people that are actually scared of us. I'm not trying to invade your space. I'm just trying to go to the bathroom. He can just walk into the bathroom. He doesn't need to put on a dress and long hair.
Police launched a manhunt. The suspect described as wearing a long blonde wig.
Put on a dress and long hair.
Police launched a manhunt. The suspect described as wearing a long blonde wig.
Put on a dress and long hair.
Police launched a manhunt. The suspect described as wearing a long blonde wig.
Doesn't need to put on a dress and long hair to do it. That's literally what the dude at AMC did. He walked into an AMC theater with a blonde wig and a dress and fucking stabbed little girls. So, Dylan, what do you got to fucking say now? What the fuck you got to say now, Dylan? That's exactly what happened. And it seems to always be those people who do it. So, I mean, you guys saw the survey. You can go look up, not the survey, I'm sorry. You saw the study. You all saw the study. You can go look up that study yourself if you like. I'll put a link to Think Before You Sleep. You can go read the study. Guys, what's going on? What's really going on? That's the question we need to be asking. What the fuck is really going on? Because this is retarded. This shit's being pushed on to kids, bro. Like, I don't fucking know. This is retarded. Get fucked and die.